Hello, McFluffy52 here, back to more Magic the Gathering Arena action. Today we're playing Boros Convoke, but with Skyknight Squire. I thought that maybe this card would fit well in Boros Convoke, because whenever another creature enters, you get to put a counter on it, and then if it has 3 or more counters, it has flying and a knight, and it is a knight in addition to its other types. So it can get really big if you get a bunch of tokens out on the board, and so I thought it might work well in Boros Convoke. I don't think it does. I think I found another change that just makes the deck worse, but we'll play some games on the rank ladder and see if we can rank it up. The rest of the deck is pretty standard Boros Convoke. So you have your 1-drops that can make artifacts that you can blow up with Gleeful Demolition to make 3 goblins, and then you also have your Knight-Errant of Eos so that you can follow that up with a giant Convoke that draws you 2 cards, and your Imodanes that you can play out, pump your team, give everything haste, and swing in. We've added some Painter Studio, or like this is kind of a newish card. Painter Studio, whenever you attack, or Painter Studio and Defaced Gallery, whenever you attack, you can give your creatures +1/+0 if you play the Defaced Gallery, and then Painter Studio gives you a little bit of card draw, so for those more grindier games where your opponent's just blowing up every single thing you play, Painter Studio should hopefully help you get through those. We're playing some Sheltered by Ghosts, so I think it will work particularly well with the Skyknight Squire, and we can remove things besides creatures, which you can't do with the case of the Gateway Express. But yeah, that's the deck. Let's see how we can do on the rank ladder. Okay, this hand seems keepable. I mean, if we top deck a Gleeful Demolition, this hand gets very good. But yeah, we'll keep it for now. Okay. Opponent having some fun. $227 cards in their library. Well, interesting. I mean, I'll take it. I guess that's a way of fixing their mana. They're probably playing more than one color. If you're playing 220, if you can't commit to your favorite 60 cards, you probably also can't commit to just playing one color. Full Convoke. Draw 2. Another Knight-Errant of Eos, and Frontliner seems pretty good. Probably play the Frontliner in the Defaced Gallery and start swinging. I think that should do our opponent in, depending on what their next 2 turns entail. Drawing cards. Nice. Hey. If we lose from this position, that might be our bad. Or my bad, I guess. Down to 4. Does the opponent have a board bounce? That's one of the good ways of clearing up our mess here and buying them a turn. Opponent. Alright, opponent concedes. GG. Okay, this opener seems alright. We can play the Novice Inspector into the Warden, and then immediately activate it to scry on turn 2. Put a counter on it. We haven't found our Skyknight Squire yet, but okay. Put it on Gruul. Playing an elf. So maybe they're like a Gruul ramp. A Gruul ramp deck. Tap down 3 artifacts or creatures. Scry. Not particularly what I'm looking for. Okay, the opponent is not just Gruul, they are every color, but they're finding all their pain lands. Reanimator? Discarding cards. Thran Portal and an elf. Oh boy. What is going on? Put this down on red. I like some creatures. We're getting to a fair amount of lands here, so we should be able... There is 28 creatures in this deck, I believe. Yep, 28 creatures. And I only found one. That is frustrating. Might play the Frontliner and then the Defaced Gallery. Tap down my small creatures to give Warden another counter, scry, and then attack. Even if we top deck like Gleeful Demolition, we can't really make things happen with it. Opponent. Another discard spell, Bitter Triumph in the grave. Probably looking for a sweeper here, so we might want to pump up our Warden, assuming the opponent is playing red sweepers. So they might be playing any color, to be honest. Discard a Zombify, so they're looking for something to reanimate, I guess. I will play out this. Play out the Defaced Gallery. It is nice having a 2-drop that can pump our board. Activate our Warden of the Inner Sky for another little pump. Sheltered by Ghosts. Yeah, that would be pretty helpful depending on what the opponent reanimates. And, swing. We've played against some pretty interesting decks these first 2 games. So hopefully we'll get some more meta decks so that we can see and compare how well this deck performs. But right now I think we're doing alright. And I mean... yeah, GG. Okay, against number 687. This is a pretty gas hand, if I don't say so myself. So, mono red. I mean, probably should have expected that. Hopefully find one of our Sheltered by Ghosts here. If we do, I think we are in a pretty decent spot. I said, hopefully I find one of my Sheltered by Ghosts, not the opponent. What the heck? Skyknight Squire. Next turn we can Gleeful Demolition and it will gain 3 counters and flying. That is if it lives. Which it will not. Sheltered by Ghost is a mistake of a card. And I will stand by that. Perhaps I should have... This allows us to potentially chump block until it dies. Slick shot, no. Okay, so how big does it get? If they have a monstrous rage, it goes up 1 toughness and then 2 toughness, so it would be 4. So I think we just have to quadruple block here so we can kill it. Yeah, it's gonna hurt, but it still dies. Which is a victory for the good guys here. Nice. Oh my goodness, the top deck is awesome. Excuse me. Do we run out the Frontliner? I think it sounds good. Gets our pump going. But we're so low. They're so not low. Okay, we have a blocker on defense. Can't fault me there. I wanted to get the case going, but I should have probably just played the Defaced gallery and then gotten the Painter Studio going. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Ah, this is so good. Glad I included this card in the deck. I need a sheltered by ghosts. I need a sheltered by ghosts. I need to start gaining life. Until the day I start gaining life, I don't attack. I thought I put that to the bottom of the library, but you know, each their own, I guess. Ooh. I need something with vigilance. I have 2 cards in hand. They've been top decking lands. I think it's okay to do this for right now. Yeah. Again, I'm really afraid of dying here. I think we have the game in the bag if we just straight up don't die. Okay, how much damage we got? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 4, 11, plus 5, 16, plus 7. 23 plus 4. Not quite lethal, but we can add enough, I think. We just need to use like every... Oh, I forgot when creatures enter the... Yeah, we have lethal. Okay. Please don't tell me you had like a Boros charm this entire time that you're waiting to use. Ow. Alright, well we managed to take down number 600 something. So that makes me feel a bit better about how we're doing with this deck. I guess we can Warden the Inner Sky second turn and Scribe, but like no red mana makes this very awkward. It's early in our 22 land deck. We draw another land. You seem to always draw the lands when you don't want them, and then never when you do. I forgot about the whole part if they have removal, and it doesn't matter because the top deck is my friend. Don't you feel silly now using your cut down? It's a land. It is a land. I think we're out of the woods. We are good to go. Children's Edict. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. We go wide and we like that. Painter's Studio, probably. Dang, I'm actually falling in love with this card the more I've played it. This is awesome. Sheltered by Ghost. We get to use the broken card. Anything you play will be sheltered. Well, our mana's not great, but we can stop a unstoppable slasher for one turn. And we can gain a bit of life, which is, you know, worth something. Only downside is they can kill that very easily, because it dies to a cut down. I guess goodbye, Imodanes. It's fine. It's been a rough game against, ooh. I always feel funky casting this on my own turn, but still can Knight-Errant of Eos, we just can't hit another Knight-Errant of Eos. But our card draw is chaining together, so we're chilling out for right now. That is what we like to see. Ritual Chamber, make a giant demon. That does suck, but we have one Cavern of Souls for those counterspell matchups, and most of our things are human, so it works out fine. But they're going to start drawing cards next turn. Resolute Reinforcements. This does trigger the Skyknight Squire twice. Is that good? It does make it a flyer, but it's not big enough to deal with the demon. We don't have anything to blow it with this Gleeful Demolition. I think we want to find something for the Gleeful Demolition if we can. Not Gleeful Demolition. Alright, well. We're going to take one massive wall up here. If we can find another Shelter by Ghost, that would be also a really good option here. Lily is annoying, but
a fight? And you think you can win?
I don't know why they didn't just go for the Annex here.
Off you go.
I don't think it matters what I sacrifice. The rest, goodbye, Gleeful. Warden. Okay. Well, I should trigger that. We can unlock the other side of the door. Tap this, tap this, tap this. Yotian Frontliner is not exactly what I'm looking for. Do we give them a turn with Liliana? I think so. I mean, what are they gonna make us discard? Nothing. We have nothing to discard. And then eventually our Warden of the Inner Sky will be able to get past the demon, or be bigger than the demon rather, which is good. Knight-Errant of Eos off the top would be pretty much the best we could get. Opponent, what did you draw? Looks like removal. Alright, they get their slasher back. Not good for us, but free Liliana tick up. Skyknight Squire is not really an answer, but something. Oop, cancel. Tap this, tap this, tap this. Make it big. Not really an answer to their board. I think I do this one more time and then I swing in. They'll make us sacrifice a creature. Do we die to the slasher hit? They might just let Lily die, which would be the smart thing, but alright, now this can't die to a double block. Yeah, they can just jump and then give us our Imodanes back and then make us discard it. Though they're probably going to make us sacrifice a creature, I would think. Nope. Okay.
We all have things
Fair
we'd
enough.
rather forget.
You have to start drawing cards and draining us. Okay, this is really... These top decks are... leave some things to be desired. I mean, I don't think we need to pump up the Warden anymore. Or that Warden, at least. Just because it's going to get destroyed. So... okay. You're gonna have to forego your demon. Is it worth swinging at Lily, or do we just start going face? Because next turn, do we have lethal? Yeah, let's just swing face. The game's gonna end very soon. Either they start drawing some nuts, or we start... I'm not gonna really block, so I might as well do this to try and find an Imodanes or something similar. That's not an Imodanes. A removal spell, something along the lines of that. Opponent's down to 10 life. They're gonna gain 2 from their Unholy Annex. Hopefully they don't have another. They can swing at us with their Unstoppable Slasher. I don't really care. Okay. Another blocker is kind of bad, but we do have this Defaced Gallery. The Soldier's token is probably the worst. Yet no blocks. That swing might cost them the game, because we do got a lot of creatures here. Alright, well, I think I'm just gonna go for lethal. I mean, do we have it? We have 1, 2. So they're gonna block the 7 damage and the 5 damage. So they'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is lethal, I'm pretty sure. I don't care about your Liliana. Unless they have removal, I mean. There's always the unless they have removal clause, but... we did it! Let's go. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty dud of a hand, I feel like. Well, we're gonna need to top deck well this game. We went bigger than demons last game, which was cool. Required a lot of patience, though. I like swinging in. Why do I have to sit here and scry with my Warden? What a top deck. I'm so sorry, opponent. I don't make the rules. Don't hate me. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Something like that. Opponent's on probably mono black life gain kind of combo. Because this combos with the 5-drop vampire that says whenever the opponent whenever the opponent I feel like I need card draw. Like the Skyknight Squire is cool, but we're playing against mono black, so we need like a Painter Studio, or we need a Knight-Errant of Eos, I think. Or even a Novice Inspector, at least would get us another card. But yeah, there are lots of combos in black right now, in terms of just cutting your opponent's life total to ribbons. I can't block, so we can just swing. Gonna actually play this at flash speed. Can we draw something a bit useful? I'm gonna swing in with everything so we get the gateway, or the case of the gateway express buff. We get rid of a fish, which is I guess something. Youch. Okay, we like that. Do not have cut down as your last card in hand. I don't think it matters if we do this on the token or the bloodletter. Actually, it's better to do it on the reinforcements just in case they had like some exile effect. All right, this is brawl. Oh, good game. Imodane's off the top saves us. That is not Imodane's off the top. Where are you, Imodanes? Yeah, well, this game we drew a bit of a dud. But look at this opponent. We're gonna make a bunch of dudes. They do have the slasher plus bloodletter combo. Nice. GG. Okay, we got the hot hand. Novice Inspector into Gleeful Demolition. Or we could do Novice Inspector into Skyknight Squire into Warden into Gleeful. Well, I know what we're doing regardless. Novice Inspector. I think we want to try and make our Skyknight Squire big. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have removal. But if they do have removal, it should bait it out. Okay, the opponent might be on... what's it called? The opponent might be on the Azorius Artifacts deck. I thought it'd be funny to attack, but I realized that they would be able to attack back. Rip. Yeah, the Azorius like Artifacts deck with Bunnycorn and Leyline Axe. Don't ask me why I know like literally every deck. I spent a bit of time looking at the meta. How do you like them apples, opponent? That's a land. Do I tap down everything else? I'm not dying immediately, so we can take a hit. Yeah, I don't need a third. A Defaced Gallery / Painter Studio off the top would be good. A Knight-Errant of Eos, an Imodane's Recruiter. These are all options I'm open to. Novice Inspector, I guess, wouldn't be the worst. A Yotian Frontliner, I guess we can chump block with. Ooh, a Flying Bunnycorn is rough. Novice Inspector makes it big enough, so we need a creature. We can make one with Mirrex and then attack past. Holy, drawing cards proves to be the ultimate challenge. or like drawing well seems to be the ultimate challenge. Oops. I don't need another. Well, I really would like to draw well, so I think I'm going to do this. That's pretty decent, all things considered. Nah, I want to Imodanes and end this. Trade the bunny corn? No? Okay. I mean, we're able to take a hit as it stands right now. They're not going to be able to use the case yet. Oh. Oh. This feels rude. Do they have any removal or bounce spells? I mean, I don't think it really matters that much. Let's put it on something that's not important so that if they do remove it, it doesn't become a problem. And then attack all. Yeah, GG. That was a top deck. Oh, whoops. I sent it into another game. I was about to go recap the deck because I felt like that was such a great game to end on. But, here we are. Okay. This hand's awful. But I don't really want to mulligan again. We go first. Maybe we get rid of the case, the Gateway Express. We don't have anything to pair it with. We have like one creature. I mean, we're keeping. Question is, what are we getting rid of? We could get rid of a land, potentially. This gives us the most amount of power in hand, at least. Boros Soldiers, that's what we're playing. Do not be deceived. Please play the 1-drop. That's not a 1-drop I can kill with the case. Okay. Do I ask for a trade? Sure. I mean, I can't block it profitably, so... I think it's worth attacking at least for right now. We can use the Painter's Studio to try and draw some cards here. Once we top deck a creature that works well, or a Gleeful Demolition. Just what I was thinking of. I may have not got it out of my mouth, but we're gonna deal with one of these Hired Claws. I really don't like getting a bunch of damage from just attacking. Their first ability is kind of the problem when they have multiples, is that... Okay. Okay. Okay, opponent. We get it. I did not get to choose what I tapped, but I guess those are the lands I'm tapping. Alright, the opponent had enough, I guess. GG. Alright, that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. We ended 12 and 6 on the Mythic Ranked ladder. I think I ended number like 14, maybe it was 15. Let me go check. I ended 1448. I just went ahead and checked. So overall, very good performance. Do I think it matches up well into the meta? I think it's a little bit complicated. I do think the Skyknight Squire... Originally, I had like a losing streak before I started the recording, so I wasn't so sure. Maybe I thought that maybe we just made the deck worse, but it definitely won us some games there where, I don't know, like another 1-drop that you might play instead of this wouldn't have. So I think it does actually add something to the deck, surprisingly. So yeah, that's Boros Convoke. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. It helps out the channel a ton, helps out me a ton. And check out the other videos if they interest you. Yesterday we played a very jank Omniscience plus All Will Be One plus like Battles Reanimator deck, where we just tried to like reanimate Omniscience, play out All Will Be One, and play a bunch of these battles that draw discard to hopefully deal damage to your opponent, because the battles enter with defense counters and that triggers All Will Be One. So if that sounds interesting to you, consider checking out. Anyways, have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Take care of yourself. Ciao.